Oh, hi everyone. It's your second favourite co host, Chris, just here to drop a little note and say that during this podcast, for some reason, Kat decided she would have her washing machine on. This is an interesting decision. It's not one I would have made. And about 7 minutes in, it kind of goes into spin cycle and starts making a very loud noise. Done my best to try and limit how much comes through, but there's only so much you can do. So any complaints, please send them to Katrina Preston, and she will be very happy to deal with all of your issues. Otherwise, enjoy the episode.
I was just thinking that. I was like, there is no safe way of starting this podcast.
No.
Hi guys, welcome back to the World to Rights podcast. I don't know what that was.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know what the drum bit was about. Like, it would have been okay if I didn't. I don't know.
Well, no, it would not have been okay. Sorry, no. Let's get this out of the gate right now. There's no situation in which you doing a drum roll at the start of our podcast would have been okay. At best, it's fucking weird.
Do you know what? Like, when you do the little edits and post them on Instagram, you turn. I don't know whether it's with the music or what, but you will turn something that I have said and it sounds cringe into something that's like sweet or funny, and I'm like, how did you do that?
It's the power of editing and music, and you can turn anything into anything.
I saw the detective one this morning. I thought that was quite funny.
Which one was the this morning one? I forget which one.
It was about Detective Preston, because I said I'd gone on to the Spotify bio. And I was just like, it was the giggle at you, like the way I laughed at you. I was like, oh, that's so cute.
Yes, I love it. I love it when I say something, you get, and I'm like, that's the one. That's the clip. Get it now. Save it quick before something happens.
Apparently, I am fond of you.
Right. Who said that?
I don't fucking know. Oh my god, I saw a TikTok. Like, this is just a fucking ramble of a start.
I'm glad to hear you're fond of me, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Like, hey,
as someone who's been my friend for at least 10 years, like 11 years now, maybe 12 years.
Yeah, something like that. A long time.
I'm pretty honoured that you're fond of me.
Well, this was the thing. I saw this TikTok this morning. Surprise, surprise. And it was, there's a trend going round about, like, I hope I die first, like, or something like that, where so you put the person that, and this said it was like about a best friend, and they were like, I wouldn't want to live without you, like, and I was like, oh my god, imagine if Chris died. And then I was like thinking about it for like 5 minutes. I was like, whoa, that would be weird. That would be a weird experience. You know, and you just can't imagine it, like, please don't die, or like...
Okay, good. Because what I got from that was you saying, imagine if Chris died. That would be weird. And I was like, and what else would it be? Just weird? Would it just be weird that your friend had died? Like, out of the blue, just right here, right now?
No, I just can't imagine... like, life without you. That sounds so cringe, but like,
oh well, no, don't immediately ruin it. Like,
oh,
at least let it hang in the air for me, to let it sink in.
But do you not think, like, it's just weird imagining your life without, like, one of the most important people? Like, it's just weird.
I think if you died, I would enter a crippling state of depression from which I would never
yeah, I know, that's the thing. Like, I think if you killed yourself, I think I would probably end up killing myself. So that's your motivation not to kill yourself. There you go.
I think the relationship we have is such that it would be ultimately, despite the fact that we eternally take the piss out of each other, I feel like we exist in a perfect state of, like, balance.
Yeah.
And you don't wanna affect that too much. So
it's weird.
Also, I have to apologize because it's just a quick thing I realized. A lot of our clips at the moment, now some people might look at them and be like, why does Chris keep making clips that make Kat look bad? This is not my intention. Okay, I'm realizing I'm worried that what I'm doing here is I'm making it seem like you're an idiot, and so I'm gonna have to like start finding more moments of me being an idiot because I'm like, no, it was just a funny moment. It just so happens that this funny moment contained Kat saying I
Stupid
clicked on their
things.
Spotify bio. It's not my fault.
No, I'm down. I'm down for being the dumb one. Like I am the dumb one out of the pair of us,
No,
so I'm
untrue.
cool with that.
Denied. Request denied. But you were saying about me dying. Sorry.
Oh yeah, you dying. Um, I don't know. I can't remember what I was gonna say. It would be very sad.
What were
Oh
you
yeah, I
gonna
was gonna say like when we people don't see necessarily on the podcast. I mean, maybe every now and again when we're nice to each other, but like when we have an actual
Really?
problem, when we have an actual problem, we call each other and like well, it's normally me calling you when I have a mental breakdown. You normally call me after you've had it, I think.
Yeah, I'm a post breakdown kind of guy.
Yeah.
I
So
I have the whole breakdown and I'm like, so by the way, I've been
by the way,
sad.
I was sad 3 weeks ago and I'm okay now. Still kind of sad, but okay.
It's
That's
usually
pretty
the way. And
much.
then you're like quite worried and I'm like, I'll be fine, don't worry about it. Moved on.
Yeah. But like we do look after each other off camera.
Yeah, can confirm.
I'm really
Can
regretting. I'm
confirm.
guessing you can hear my washing machine going off right now, and I don't know why I turned it on, and I'm really regretting it because it's on the spin
I
cycle
can
and
hear it now you've mentioned it.
it's aggressively shaking the whole house.
Yeah. Where are you this week, by the way? Which room have you chosen?
I'm in the living room, but
Alright.
it's a different sofa to last
Are
time.
you like doing this thing where are you lounging this time? Are you twisting around to face the camera like a
I've I've adapted. I've got
Alright.
we've got like a unit which we keep the printers in, multiple printers because we're bougie. Um, no, just like you constantly have one printer that's slightly dodgy,
Mm-hmm.
so then yeah. Anyway, um, I've got the
Two
computer on that.
printers, Preston.
Two printers pressing, yeah. Um, and then that noise is gonna piss me off.
Yeah, now that you've mentioned it, I can't not hear
We have like the whole house is pretty much redone. We've got, like our bedroom, the sitting room, dining room, and hallway are done. The main bathroom we'd done before, so it's just the spare bedroom, kitchen, and our ensuite that needs doing now. But like we've got a new bed, we've got a new table, new sofas, like
Ooh,
it's
new
all.
bed? You broken the new bed in yet? Or
Well, we actually did have to break the bed for it to fit into the room because we put it up
okay.
and it didn't fit. So that
Alright.
type of breaking, yes.
Okay. Right. I mean that's kind of
This is not going to be the
ruined
world to
ruined that
sex
moment though, didn't it?
podcast.
Oh, you don't want to do world to sex life. Alright, okay.
Yeah,
To be fair, understandable. It didn't go well last time. I don't know why it would go any better this time.
I just, I think, I think people would be traumatized by me
Yeah,
trying
the
to talk
people who'd be
about.
traumatized is me.
Yeah, I'd traumatize you.
And that's just because I would make a joke that ended up being somewhat accurate, and I'd just be like, oh, and then I just kind of, it'd be a mess. It'd be a
Did I
mess.
say this the last time we chatted about like the sex life podcast? But like everyone assumes that me and Pierce are like really kinky, and I don't know what's giving out that vibe. But like here to say, there's nothing wrong with that. But we are very vanilla, and I'm very happy with that. So
You are
just
going for world to sex life, then, are you?
yeah, just that I just like what do people from the podcast think? Like I don't know if it's an in-person vibe I'm giving off or like what. Why do people think I'm like some kink
We
freak?
often we sit after we listen to the podcast. We sit here and we're like, my God,
Why did I say that?
those two must be fucking wild. And that's because in Cat's room, and I'm happy to announce this right now. They have a. It's like entering a dungeon. There is things on the wall. There is like hooks from the ceiling of like a harness in. He's like, none of this is true. None of this is true. This is all just bullshit because I want to see in the edit how horrifically like scared Kat is by the very concept of what I'm saying.
The panic. Yeah.
I'm sorry,
yeah.
carry on. So you were telling us about how you and Piers are like swingers or something.
No, I just like it was just a little comment like, well, we can be if you want us to be. I just panic. Oh, I was also going to say, I think so. I wouldn't mind too much hearing about your sex life, and I think the reason for that is because you're single. I think
Because
it's
I
when
don't have one.
You ruined my beautiful theory in the best possible way.
So sorry.
No,
I'm
like
sorry.
you know when you don't know the other person that like your friend is having sex with, so it's okay. As soon
Okay,
as
so
you
as
know
long
the
as you
person,
hadn't met them, it would be
yeah,
fine.
yeah,
But
exactly.
as soon as you knew them, you would never want to hear about it again.
It would like freak me out because then you can actually
Alright.
picture it. Like
Alright,
I think that's the
that's
thing.
fair. When I picture me, I also get freaked out. So it is understandable.
Do you picture yourself sleeping with people on a regular basis, Chris?
No,
Okay.
I was told it was not useful to imagine myself in unrealistic situations. So I normally just imagine myself like starfished on the bed on my own, face down, crying.
The thing is, you're naked in this image.
No, why am I naked
with
in
your
this image?
fat ass, like because you're talking about sex, and then you're saying starfish on the bed, and I just.
No, but it's just me. I'm on my own in this bed.
Oh, Pierce has just walked in. This is such a beautiful time for it. So
Well,
Chris
I mean,
is
come on.
starfish, naked, on his bed, upside down, ass up, right now.
What bit's on the camera?
We can't see each other. This is on the camera for the podcast. What's on camera, Chris? Booty.
Well, you'll have to watch to find out, won't you?
You said you'll have to watch to find out.
Well, you know, I need the sex sold to me a little bit. You know, I need to know what I'm in for. I'm always been an arse man, but you know, I could.
No.
Become...
It'll be a surprise.
Excuse me, I have no ass.
Well,
whose ass have you
got
been?
that booty. I'm hearing you got that booty. That's what I'm hearing.
You love your booty, apparently.
Well, come on. He fucking doesn't.
I'm questioning our entire relationship now.
Whose relationship?
But apparently you're two. No.
Why? Don't question it. Go with it.
Okay, go with it. Why do men?
I really hate where this podcast has gone in the last 5 minutes.
I'm really sorry. It's
So,
all my fault.
Let me help you out here.
Okay.
Last year, I'm completely changing into a different.
Okay.
You have no idea where
That's
this
fine.
is going.
Okay.
So, for Christmas, Kat got me what I will call a care package.
Okay. Yes, I did.
You got me the like advent calendar that wasn't quite an advent calendar, but also was. And then obviously I also failed to open them at the correct time.
Yeah.
Because I'm an idiot. Anyway, so as part of it, I don't know if you even remember this, and I'm unclear why you did it. Kat bought me some clear nail polish.
Oh yeah.
So I decided the other day, I was like, you know what? Let's do it. So I've been wearing, and I got a compliment the other day saying that my nails were really shiny and they looked really beautiful.
That's
And
so great. I'm so happy for you.
I felt loved. I felt accepted. I was like, this is not a thing that I do. I just did it for the lols. But now I feel strangely accepted. And now is this who I am now?
You're now a makeup guru.
Am I like a better version of James Charles? And by better I mean I'm not him.
God. Don't
Low
even
bar.
say that name.
Low bar, and I'm like way up.
I've put clear nail polish on Pierce because he chooses nails. Sorry, I probably shouldn't have outed him on the podcast. He won't care.
Oh, yeah, that's what you're worried about outing on the podcast. That's what you're worried about outing on the podcast.
some people, because then the thing is, if you met him, you would look at his fingernails, wouldn't you? Like, that's what I mean by it.
No, well, when I meet Piers, I look at his. Well, carry on.
But I have like a UV lamp, so you can set like to use gel nails, so that it's hard. So I used to do Pierce's nails just so that like if he chewed his nails, then it would be the nail polish and not the nail. So then I thought
And then it would
actually,
taste horrible, and then he wouldn't do it.
yeah, it didn't really work. But like
Yeah,
his
he
nails
just
look
developed
nice.
a taste for nail polish,
nail
and now
polish.
you like walk in, and he's just there chowing down.
Eating nail polish.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I thought like I thought might be something nice to try. So
Well, I'm
glad
enjoying
you
it.
got a compliment.
I'm enjoying it. I was like, it was like, oh, your nails look really beautiful. I was like, oh, thank you. I said, oh,
That's so cute. Aw.
I am so starved of compliments. Someone said, this looks beautiful, and I hear, you look somewhat okay, and I'm like, oh.
Should I start complimenting you more? I mean I compliment your ass quite a lot, but maybe I should like compliment the rest of you.
No, I'm happy with the ass compliments.
Okay.
You can compliment me whenever you want, but I mean, you know.
I just sexualized you.
Maybe it's time for this new arc of my life. Maybe it's hypersexualized Chris Payne. No, that's not gonna work. Can you imagine? Imagine trying to hypersexualize me. And I just walk in, I'm like, by the way, I took a monster shit the other day.
What you just said was not like gonna go with what I was about to say, so it just really took me off guard. I was gonna say you should wear some arseless chaps, and then you said about going for a monster shit, and it just like threw me.
Okay, right.
I was imagining like you wearing some like white, because you said about James Charles, and I just arseless chaps.
I've really put your mind in the wrong place, haven't I?
Monster shit. At least it's not a shit in the shower.
Well, exactly. And on that note,
yeah,
you want to tell us about standing calling?
Yes. So, like, we mentioned, was it the last podcast? Was it the one before?
It was, but I'm not going to lie to you. I edited out most of it because I wasn't sure whether you would...
whether we were going to book it or not. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Basically, we found out quite last minute that we'd got a slot for Stand and Calling, which is really exciting. I mean, I was so hyped because Sigrid was on the lineup and a band called Crawlers were on the lineup, and we've talked about both of them on the podcast.
Yeah, we have.
I was like, oh my god, I get to see them and I might get to meet them, which is so cool. I didn't meet either of them or see either of them because they were on the Friday and the Sunday.
Sad.
I know.
The way you said I was really excited. I was going to meet both of them. So I didn't meet either of them.
But I'm kind of glad, like, so I thought about this, and like, with Crawlers, I might have been able to like have a chit-chat conversation with them and be like, I've loved you for a couple of years now, you guys are really cool, like, I don't know, maybe chat about music. But I think with Sigrid, I think I'd make a tit out of myself because of like stuff we've said on the podcast. I would say something like, "Oh my god, do you like our podcast?" Or like something dumb.
Yeah, she'd be like, "I don't have control over my social media accounts."
Yeah.
And I'd be like, "Oh."
Yeah, okay. And then she'd probably be like, "I don't even live, like, we can't be friends because I don't even live here," or something like that.
Oh.
No, you know what I mean? Like, I don't. Yeah. So I'm kind of glad because I think I probably would have embarrassed myself. But aside from that sounded like a really depressing. Like it was really fun. It was really good.
It did, and I'm not gonna lie to you. For some reason, my mind is not over the concept of the arseless chaps.
Oh yeah, no, you would look great. If you were.
I would, but I'm not ready for it. Shit. Also, can I just say that me and Sigrid would be a power couple, okay?
You fucking would. Like, I shit that so hard.
I'm going to need you to help me out here, okay?
Yeah,
you're my connection.
Okay.
You're my in, okay?
I will.
Me and Sigrid would slay.
You would.
We would absolutely slay.
Yes.
In a consensual manner.
Yeah. Why did you oppose that?
I just panicked. I don't want to sound predatory.
Sorry, I was imaging it and there wasn't really words coming out. I was just like imagining you getting married and having
Me
a
and
really
Sigrid?
cute wedding. Yeah, you and Sigrid.
Yeah. Well, make it happen, Kat. Make it happen.
I will make it happen. I don't know how, but I will. Right, so the festival.
You're not still thinking about the arseless chaps, eh?
No, it's back of the brain. I can multitask.
Right.
It was such a good gig. Like, it was only a half an hour slot, but it was almost perfect. I thought that, so they were on the second biggest stage, which was huge. And I thought, well, because they're playing at 12:15, there might not be a lot of people around because if everyone's been out on the Friday night, like, it's only the people will probably come in a bit later. Otherwise, it's a very long day, I guess. So I wasn't expecting like a huge amount of people there, and there were quite a lot. And last year, I went to see an act about like 3 p.m. and there wasn't a huge amount of people. So I was really glad that they had people there and like wanting to see them, and it was just really nice. And it was just really chill as well. Like, quite a lot of people sat down watching, and then there was like a group of people dressed up in Toy Story outfits dancing around. Like someone was dressed like as Jessie and having a great time, and I don't know, it was just like, it was really special and sweet. And like the weather was good, and the band did an interview afterwards as well, and that went well. Like, everything just went well. It was like the least stressful gig I've had this year or possibly ever, in terms of like, they had so many people there to help. Like, they unloaded the gear, like all of their team sorted out our gear, and the sound engineers, like, there was no, normally we have a few questions because we use backing tracks and stuff like that, so there's a couple of tech questions that normally throws people. And
oh my god, are Toffees a fake band? Is this confirmed?
Fake band? What, because we use backing tracks?
Yeah, are you not even playing live? Is it all pre-recorded? Is this pre-recorded? Ridiculous.
Well, Pierce's voice isn't on the backing track. It's just like synths and
to be clear, I'm joking.
Yeah. Well, no, but I just
the
want
Toffees official UK would never do that.
No. Maybe. We'll have to find out.
Hashtag exposed.
But yeah, like, just, I don't know, it was just really peaceful. Everything went well. And I said to Pierce, like, I said, we didn't have enough time to put up the we knew we weren't going to be able to, but we knew we weren't going to have time to put up the tent before they went on. So we did that after, and I said to him, everything went way too well. We're going to have problems putting up the tent. Or something's going to go wrong.
Oh, you decided that, did you?
Yeah, because when things are getting, like, I don't know if that's just very fatalistic of me, but like, if something goes really well, you're just waiting for something to happen.
Yeah.
But the tent went up. Tent went down. No, like, other than the slight drama that I told you about.
Did you stay in the tent in the middle? Between it going up and coming down?
Oh, yes.
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what's happened to me today.
You're trying to sabotage me.
I don't know what's happened to. I'm gonna behave. I promise.
It was funny though, because it was me, my sister, and Pierce in the tent. Like, so we went to bed earlier than Pierce because Pierce was on the sesh. All
right. Having a little getting birthed, was he? Did he steal any more biscuits?
He was like, he peaked too early. He was pissing me off. He was like, he was sober by the time we got to bed because he peaked early. But to be fair, if they played at 12, like, you kind of gotta set yourself up for. He was fine. It was funny. But Macy and I went to bed earlier, and she's got her sunglasses on with her hoodie, and she starts going to sleep. And I'm like, Macy, like, what? Why have you
wearing
got
sunglasses
the sunglasses
and the hoodie?
And her response was, I don't like people seeing my eyes when I go to sleep.
Is your sister okay?
Just, like, I did kind of understand what she meant, like someone staring at her, and like, it's kind of good, because if someone tries to break into your tent, they're not going to know if you're awake or asleep.
Yeah, but also sleeping as someone who's someone who wears glasses and has fallen asleep in their glasses once or twice. It is the most horrible thing when you wake up and you're like, oh, what's this metal in my head and oh, it's my glasses, and you're just like,
Yeah,
no, it's not the one.
yeah. Still quite
It's not
funny
the one.
though. Harley met one of his idols, Akala.
All right.
If you've heard of Akala.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Okay.
I think he's got like his degree from Oxford, or I don't know, like he's super smart. And I unfortunately missed his set because I was dealing with a few things. I was trying to get merch back and just working basically. But he's a very intelligent guy, and he just had, you know, when someone walks in the room and everyone just sort of is in awe. Like he just had this aura of being a really important person.
Yeah.
Which he is, but you know, it's just like, I don't know. He's like, wow. Oh, and he had a guy following him around with a big camera, so that probably.
Oh, well, that helps.
But Harley, so I wasn't actually, so I was there when he first met him and got a photo, but then Piers told me that later on in the evening, he was across the other side of the like artist, sort of backstage area, but and Harley offered him a caramel slice from across the room. He was like, caramel slice with it in his hand, like waving it. And he was like, the Carla's like, no thanks, man, I'm good or something. Just, are you sure?
Harley shouted across the room to Carla and said, caramel slice. Sweet Lord above.
Harley is just such a sweet soul, and it was just like I wasn't.
That's
there for
why
it,
he's in the band, because he's immediately like, you told me that one thing, and I'm like, and that's why he's in the band.
Yeah, like he's on Pierce's level and Abby's level. Like there's just,
I can imagine Piers shouting to me
there.
at your wedding, across your wedding, shouting across, and they'd be like, Chris, do you want a caramel slice? And I'd be like, yeah, go on then. Go on, yeah, sure.
But I just like, I don't know, it just made me
I don't
giggle.
know why I actually shouted, I'm so sorry.
You didn't shout, it was fine. It was like,
oh.
I live with Piers, he shouts all the time.
Oh.
Not in it, that sounded...
No, it was fine. It didn't sound weird until you said, not in a, oh, wait.
Sometimes,
the second you said...
Yeah, I just make things sound bad. I said the other day, I was like, yeah, Piers and I argue all the time. And I didn't say anything else.
Sorry, I'm just looking at my shiny nails. Anyway, I'm sorry.
I was just saying about the festival, but I was like,
caramel
we were
slice,
only there. Yeah, we were only there for like 24 hours. So I bumped into my friend Lauren, who I hadn't seen since uni, I think, which was really nice because she was working there as well with another artist. So like that was really cool. I bumped into I bumped into my friend Millie from school as well. Like just, it was just really nice time.
Cool.
And I walked, I think my phone, I didn't even have my my Apple Watch on, but my phone picked up that I'd walked like 15 kilometers.
Your phone is like, are you okay?
Yeah, it was like,
you've gone
this
too
is unhealthy. Yeah, that's it really. Like they played really well. Like we had good interview. Like it was just really nice. People were asking them for photos, which is so sweet. Like, they got to be famous for a day. We did start shouting out the van, like when we were driving through, when we were dropping our gear back off. They like escort you through the festival site because they have to, because of like public liability, I guess. And we've got the windows down. Arlie's going like, don't worry, like there's just we're super famous, but it's okay, or some shit like that. Like,
I love that.
Like you don't have to take photos of us. It's so like
Harley sounds genuinely adorable.
he's hilarious. It's just yeah, it's just really funny. And we like the van seats 6 people, but we were just to get to the other side of the festival site for some reason. Like we just decided to all cram in, so there was like 8 or 9 of us all like on top of each other, which was funny.
On top of each, oh jeez.
Oi oi.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my festival. I'm very tired now. And I've probably picked up diseases. Yeah.
Very true.
Chris, how has work been?
Still going. Still employed. Still employed. So that's good. Sorry, I was just gonna say, we actually are this is a first for us. We are recording this on a Tuesday.
Oh yeah, I didn't even know if we were going to address that. Like
Yeah, no, I think we can address it.
Yeah,
We're recording this on a Tuesday. I am not working today, coincidentally, and we couldn't record on Sunday because Kat was coming back from festival and other things. So we are here on a Tuesday. That's our commitment to this podcast.
Legit. Like there was just so much stuff back to back. I think just because it's festival season for me, it's just if we have a gig on like on a Saturday and then we don't get back till stupid o'clock, it's just to then do the podcast on Sunday or it's just
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
But no, work is going okay. I haven't been fired from my promotion.
But is the promotion like is it a lot more work? Is it more specific?
No, I wouldn't say it's necessarily a lot more work. But I think there's a slightly more responsibility, but also it comes with a level of being able to do like when I'm emailing people and things, it feels less like like I'm a junior person emailing like, oh, can I send this email? Is this okay? Do I have to ask permission or something? Whereas now I'm just like, yeah, I'll send this email. I wasn't junior in like name, but like just the way that where the job sat and things like there was kind of more supervision of like what I was doing and like my work and stuff. Whereas now it's like kind of different. Like there's still like people supervising, but also it's like kind of more taking ownership of it kind of thing. So yeah, I'm actually I'm mostly enjoying it. I think there's always things with like even with a job that you like, there will always be things that you dislike about it, right? Like
100%. Like
I don't think it's realistic to imagine that someone would love every single. Maybe some people do love every single part of their job, but like it's a bit like there's lots of stuff about being a manager of toffees, which I imagine is great. Yeah, like it sounds amazing, but I imagine there's also stuff like the admin shit and they're trying to sort out details of people and they're not getting back to you and stuff and all that kind of thing that get
and
really frustrating.
And sometimes everything goes all wrong and the thing is you can't win when you're the manager. Like when everything goes well, people aren't thinking, oh yeah, like it's gone well.
No, they're thinking, wow, that was a brilliant thing from the band.
Yeah, but when everything goes wrong, everyone's like looking at me like, yeah, this is your fault. And I'm like, oh, this is great. Not from the band or anything like that, but just
no, but because you are the manager,
yeah, and I think it's the pressure you put on yourself. Or like when I said we went to the festival and there's 2 bands that I really wanted to see, but I couldn't because like it just didn't work out that way. I was there for work, and that's what comes first. So, but yeah, like with you, I'm guessing there'll be similar things.
Yeah, there are definitely things in it. Like, so I mean, not to bore in with details of things, but I definitely prefer like my. So I mean, we can use an example. So like the fact that with this podcast, we do the podcast, and then I am really happy to sit here and edit it.
Yeah.
Weirdly, I quite enjoy it because that's just how my brain like works. I think like I'm happy to be like a behind the scenes kind of person doing the like technical shit and like all that kind of stuff that kind of like does things. I don't necessarily love talking to people about it. I don't love doing the presentation side of things. I find doing
Right.
presentations horrible still, because
Yeah.
anxiety, and B, because I'm like, I don't really want to. Yeah, if someone else could do that for me, that would be perfect.
Yeah.
I would just do the
I got
work and
you.
be like, here's the presentation, you go and do it.
Yeah.
Because that's just not. I just don't. It's just not for me. But no. I mean, yeah. Yeah. It's going well. I got my first paycheck in my new role. I'm
Ooh.
now over the threshold to pay back my
Oh
student
no.
loan, so I just paid back my first installment.
Does that
You know how much I
like
paid back? £24.
12? Oh wow. That's actually for a month.
Yeah.
That's quite a lot actually.
Well, it is, but also when you think about it, it's not really anything at all, because I'm definitely sure that the interest they added last year is
Oh
more
yeah.
than the amount I will pay off this year.
Oh,
So
100%. Like, yeah, it's fucked. Like, yeah.
it's a crazy world, but there we go. So that was kind of nice. But yeah, I am I'm happy to have got the promotion and like be where I am. I'm quite comfortable in like um like if I'm not really one of these people who's like a career like um thingy. Like I'm not here like in 5 years time I'm going to be the manager, but like I'm happy with where I'm at. Like yeah, I mean I actually was gonna ask you because I saw your TikTok. You know when TikTok shows you like slightly older TikToks for some reason.
Oh yeah.
I
Right. Yeah.
saw the one from you at the start of the month about Universal
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
their lack of communication. And now that I've said that, that was like a yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a
I haven't heard anything from them.
oh,
Like, bear in mind, I was meant to have an interview at the beginning of July, start at the end of July. I quit my tutoring. I don't. Yeah, I
oh
haven't
you
told you
quit
any of this, have
tutoring?
I? Yeah, because the thing was, I was like, e even if this was my thought process at the time. I was like, even if Universal doesn't get back to me, or if I don't get the job, I like tutoring. However, if I stay in it or like take on more pupils and stuff, then I'm not gonna fight for the career that I want. Um,
Yeah.
and so I felt like the best decision was to quit and then go from there. And it was really weird because the day after I quit, I got a phone call from a music recruitment agency saying, "Oh, we have a few jobs that we think you'd be great for."
Oh shit.
Like, yeah. So I was like, "Oh, that's like really hopeful." And now they haven't got back to me either. So I'm like,
Oh what the fuck?
great. And I've chased them up. I sent them an email a couple of days ago saying the guy did actually, funny enough, he thought no, he had COVID at the time when he called me, so he might have got a bit more ill, like
Alright.
because he was at the start of it. So maybe he's had time off, and that's why he hasn't replied to me. But yeah, I've got like their number and stuff. So, but it, I haven't really had time. Like we've been so busy with like the house band and like just shit like family and stuff. I've not had the time to even think about it too much. So
Yeah.
I'm still quite positive.
Good. Good.
Yeah, obviously like I'd still love to do that job for Universal. But at the same time, like if they haven't bothered to contact me to even say like, oh yeah, we're not doing interviews, then there is I shouldn't ignore any red flags.
Yeah. I
Um
100% get that.
so yeah. I think what's meant
No.
to like I'm not a religious person, but I do sort of have a belief in fate and everything works out.
Yeah.
So I think you have to have
Kind
that
of what
otherwise.
will be kind of thing.
Exactly, and I think obviously it wasn't meant to be at this point in time, and I'm kind of glad because if I did get that job, I wouldn't have been able to go to Stanley Calling because I probably would have been working, and so yeah.
All
We've
right.
got such a
Well,
cool month coming up. Like we've got the Hen Stag Do, we've got Coldplay, which I keep suddenly remembering and then like dying of excitement. Um,
yeah,
and
it's getting close now.
yeah, like that week's gonna be mad. We've got the Hen Stag Do, I've got Wicked Haven Fest, which is going to be really good because it's main stage and it's a really nice festival, and then we've got Coldplay, so it's going to be like crazy.
Yeah, definitely. That's going to be very exciting. I look forward to being able to share some stories from that one.
Just us crying. It will
just me
be us
crying. It
crying.
will be me crying. It will want. I've seen you've seen these videos of like the kids and they're like they've seen like they play fixture or something. They're just there crying. That'll be me.
From the start to the end. Like,
Yeah.
I don't...
Literally, the second the lights go down, I'm like, what's happening?
And people, like... I don't think people see us cry ever, really. Like, Pierce sees me cry, but, like, other people don't really...
No. Generally, people don't see me cry. Like, they only hear about me saying, I cried, but,
yeah,
it's not something that people see.
But I feel like that's going to be game over for both of us, like...
Shall we...
What? Music section. Is that what you were going to...
Well, I was going to say, like, I don't want to overdo... I know that we've both not... Well, I haven't been so well. I think I had COVID the last time we did the thing. I think I mentioned it then, and I think I did have COVID. So I'm still feeling a bit like the Cat's not feeling so great after the weekend.
I feel like a bit, it's weird because at the start of the podcast I felt like really heavy and just sort of, but I think I've woken up a bit, so like I feel like okay, and my throat was like sore at the beginning, but now it's all right. I feel like I probably sound a bit, but you know,
maybe a little bit, but not too bad. Like
we thrive.
We do, but I was thinking I don't want to push it too far, so I was going to suggest that we can talk about music.
Music. Oh, while I remember, so with your Sam Fender All Right jobby.
Is that where we're gonna start?
Yeah, because it mentions... What does it mention, Chris?
It mentions, and lyric? I noticed this only after I added it to the playlist.
No way.
It says in the chorus, there's time to put the world to rights. And I was like, you know what, Sam? There is time for that.
I listened to it twice, and then I thought, like, we wouldn't be able to get copyright for it, but, like, imagine if we then had that for
I know.
promoing.
That would be so, like, out of the, like, thing to be able to do that. Crazy.
But, yeah. It's a banging track. I can't believe you put it in before you realised that. That's so funny.
Yeah. I just listened to it and I was like, this is a banger. I love this song. So I put it in, and then when I was like actually properly listening to it and like making my notes, I like was listening. I was like, oh, and I just like the first line of my thing just says, "It's time to put the world to rights." Because I was just like, this is a wonderful little coincidence. Maybe it's a sign. It's a sign that Sam Fender knows. What's happened is Sam Fender knows about the World to Rights podcast. And he put that in because it's his favourite podcast, and he just had to let people know.
Exactly.
That's not true, but imagine if it was.
It could be true.
Imagine if that's true.
Okay, Beautiful. Mr. Fender, hit us up.
But he's having a great year this year. Like, he's doing a lot of things. I think he went to... No, I don't think he played at Glastonbury. But he had a show in... No, he did. He did play at Glastonbury. He's been like supporting a couple of people. He had a big show in London somewhere. That was like one of his biggest shows yet. He's on a bit of a roll at the moment. He's doing really well.
I'm glad that like he's sort of come back on the scene, because that's the thing. Sometimes you have, like, it was like when George Ezra, George Ezra was doing really well, and then we didn't hear about him for a few years, and then he came back with mixing songs in my head. What's the Shotgun? Is that it? Shotgun. And then he made his comeback, and with Sam Fender, like, I'm so glad that he, like, it wasn't a long enough period for it to be a comeback, but like I'm glad he's still around doing great things. And that he didn't just slip off.
He hit that second album as well, because you know, like how they always say the second album's the difficult one. If you've had a good first album, like, you've got something to prove. And I actually think his second album was an absolute banger. Like, again, I really love his thing. He's got like this sound that's like it just like it mixes the two. Like it feels very nostalgic.
Yes.
But lots
But
of what
not
he's singing about is obviously relatable, like modern day
modern topics.
thing.
Yeah, that's sort of like that needs to be a genre these days. Like I think we're kind of going through that. Like everyone's sort of exploring with 90s sounds, but with modern topics. And I'm kind of thriving off that. Like it's
100%.
it's a
100%.
vibe. And he's a very pretty guy. And
He
I don't
is. He is a
normally
very attractive man.
yeah, I don't normally look at men and go, that's a good looking guy, but he's a pretty guy.
I agree. And I you know, obviously there's a couple of things in the song that are like, so I like that we all know that I love the black dog metaphor.
Yes, yes, you do.
And there's a cheeky little moment in the second verse. Dog tells you like a hound, then clarity brings it out. Gotta fight it hand to hand, which I really like as being it kind of because that's very relatable from a mental health side of things. Of like, you know, like it's something that at least for me, at least it's there, but sometimes you don't quite realize it, or you're not like, you know, you're trying to move past it or something, and then at some point it becomes an issue that you have to deal with.
Yeah.
You have to face it head on and like accept, right, this is a thing I have to deal with now. So I find that really relatable, but it's a great song. It's really, really good. I think he said, yeah, it's about growing up and like cheating death. Like, because you know when you're growing up and you do things that are like, you know, like when you're
Stupid.
really young, you can like go out, get fucking smashed, like completely drunk,
Yeah.
and wake up the next day and feel fine. And
Yeah.
also when you grow up, like you have a couple of drinks, wake up, and you're like,
It's always
feeling a
like
bit
red
hungover.
wine or some real adult drink. And you're
Yeah,
like, oh, I
exactly.
didn't even have that much. How do I feel this groggy?
Exactly. It's weird, and it's like the fact that your body, when you're young, kind of just like take it all and be like, "Oh, fine, go on, sure, eat that thing, it'll be fine. I'll do it." And as you
Yeah.
get older, obviously your body is like you have to be a bit more careful. You have to think a bit more about things.
Yeah.
You get a bit more things. So it's relatable definitely, and I really like the song. I love that he always does the thing is often like xylophone in his songs. And I don't know why, but I love it. Every time he does it, I'm like, nice little touch there.
I do like. I used to have an obsession with cowbells in songs, but like, I still like. I'm not over the obsession. Don't get me wrong, but like, I used
think
to
everyone
actively.
loves a cowbell in a song.
Oh, it's just the thing of. Imagine if someone said I'm a cowbell player.
I would love that. I would love someone to be like, I am a professional cowbell player. If you are a professional cowbell player, let us know. No, I love this song. I think it's really catchy. And it's about us for sure, 100%.
Yes.
Sam
Right.
Thunder is a fan of the World's Rights podcast. Confirmed.
Well, we're racking up a rather beautiful list of World to Rights fans, aren't we? Sigrid, Jordan McCamper, Sam Fender.
Fucking crazy.
Split the Dealer.
Split the Dealer. Yes, true. And someone who has been, he's
smooth.
messaged or replied to one of our comments before is Maddie Hellstrom with he's written Till Loving's Hard. Let me try that again. I'm sorry. Till Loving's Hard by Maddie Hellstrom.
Oi oi.
Nailed it. Oi oi is your thing at the moment, isn't it?
It's such a Bedford thing as well. I don't like. I don't even know. I don't know. I think it's because I used to say brilliant, and then it sounded like I was being sarcastic.
And then you got worried about the facts that you sound sarcastic.
So I've now switched to oi oi because it's like like clearly that's a joke.
Yep.
I have to have some panic word.
You do.
So this song I really liked. It's sort of like a coming of age, isn't it? Type track. About being 19 and am I feeling this way because I'm 19 You have lots of age related songs, like being 17, being 21, like there's a lot of, or being 15. I think Taylor Swift, oh, and well, I mean, Taylor Swift, while we're at it, also made 22.
True.
No, but I don't think anyone really talks about being 19, and it's kind of like a weird era, because it's, for some people that's like your first year of uni is when you're 19, and or like, you know, you've had the crazy year of being 18, and now you're like, oh shit, I'm a real adult now, like I'm not in the introductory stage, and oh, like it's hard. And I think with Maddie, like she's such a musician. Like she's just, you know, you get a lot of tracks where you can hear somebody's a singer, but with Maddie, she's like, you can tell she's got a bit of everything to her.
Yeah. Well, I wrote down that she's got a voice that sounds older than it really is, because she's still quite young.
100%, yeah.
But also, I know that she does a lot of, you know, like she produces her own music, and it's really produced so well.
Yeah.
Like you would assume that, like, I'm not saying she's not professional or anything, but like, you know, you'd assume that like someone else had come in and done it. But I think it's a really good thing for a musician to be able to produce, because a lot of the time you know what you want, but it can be difficult to work out how to make that work. If you can produce yourself, it's like you can really start making what you really, you know, have in your mind, this kind of vision.
You reduce the limitations as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. She's just one of those people that I've got my eye on, and I think there's a very good chance that she's going to do well with her music career.
I agree, and I like the song because it's kind of like, you know what it makes me think of? It's like it kind of is. I think we were joking a lot last week about, or last time, about you being an adult now, and so you're like doing these things like eating a meal with things grown from your garden and like all that kind
like
of stuff.
proper old people shit. Yeah.
But like the love that she's talking and experience is a bit like, it's that kind of crazy, all consuming kind of just passionate love, you know. Like it's just like, so some of the lines in there are like crazy. Do you wish you were the soles of my shoes, like I wish I was the spit in your mouth?
Oh my
like,
god,
that's such a like, it's that's like
obsessed.
A graphic image, but
it's
I
like
think it's that thing of, yeah, it's like that thing of being so young and so like crazy in love that it's, you know, it's like it's your everything, you know, like you there's a level of, because I think that's the thing, is that relationships, that they mature, right? So like there's the honeymoon period, and there's the like, you want to be with them all the time, you want to do everything, you want to do all these things, which I think this is kind of what this is describing. It's that easy part where it's easy. You know, it's easy love, it's fine, you're just having fun doing all these crazy things. And like obviously there's a point where it becomes hard, in a sense that like at some point you have to, if it's a serious thing, there are conversations that you need to have. There are, you know, you're going to start having arguments, but also, you know, like, well, I mean, you will know, but kind of arguments that are not necessarily arguments, but are just like things as communication, things you have to work through, all this kind of stuff.
Like sometimes just living with another person, like why would you expect that you'd have an argument with a roommate but not with your partner? Like, because at the end of the day, they're still your roommate. Like, they're still sharing your space, and you do get on top of each other. And sometimes you're pissed off for no fucking reason. And if there's somebody else near you, they're gonna experience you being pissed off. And it's not anyone's fault necessarily. You can't help but have those emotions, and you can't pretend to be in a good mood when you're not. And so, like, of course, that comes to head sometimes. And yeah, so it's interesting.
100%. Like, yeah, I bet it's just that kind of young, crazy love that doesn't necessarily make sense, doesn't necessarily sound healthy, but it's definitely got that feel to it. And the song
think
itself is just catchy.
I think first love is always obsessive. Like, I think, well, in my opinion, like, first love is sort of, you've never fully let your guard down, in the sense that you're not you're still trying, like, and I think when you end up in a sort of more long-term relationship that's involving significant love, I guess, you sort of realize it's stuff like farting in front of your partner, like, that stuff goes out the window. You don't, you know, you obviously end up doing things that you wouldn't when you're trying to impress them. Like, I don't know.
I mean, that's the thing, is that this is like, it's like, you know, going out, doing these things, broken bottles on the floor, like breaking things, crashing cars, and you know, you reach this point where actually a good time might be the two of you sat watching something on Netflix that's trashy, and you know, you're sat there and you're like trackies, whatever, and you're comfortable, and it's not that you're not trying anymore, but it's different, you know, like,
and there's a lot
you're
of
having a
pressure
good
as
time
well.
in a different way.
There's a lot of pressure for, like, you see some people who sort of have like Instagram relationships where they're posting like they go on a date once a week and they go to like a really beautiful restaurant or whatever.
Oh yeah, they're always at the restaurant. They got taking a photo of the candle in the middle of the table, and like.
And then you're like, oh shit, shall we be doing that? Like, we've not gone out, we've just had takeaway and like whatever. It just. But everyone's different, and it's hard to not compare yourself to other people. But you've got to sometimes be aware that you are comparing yourself to other people and other people's relationships. Like, I've seen people who've had very seemingly perfect relationships on social media, and then you see that relationship behind closed doors, and it does not.
When you see the truth of it, it's like, oh my god, you guys have more problems than they thought.
Well, it makes you realise, sometimes that you go, oh, well, the arguments we have are like, oh, you forgot to put the bin out once. Like, it's not deep, like, just silly, and you're arguing about, I don't know, someone messaging someone else, like it's something serious, you know.
Exactly.
I don't know how I feel like I made that really like off. Well, not off topic, but not like directing to the song.
I agree. I'm with you entirely.
But yeah, she's wonderful, and the song is beautiful. And I'm going to be listening to it a lot because it's very catchy as well. It's like chill.
Voice,
it's not...
And she seems like a lovely person as well. And yeah, it is a nice chill. It's not. It's the whole thing is like carefree. It's like just enjoying it. It's a vibe, and it's lovely.
I want her to come over to England and do a gig, so I can see.
That would be awesome. Yeah, I would love to go to that.
She'd be, because she seems like a proper performer as well.
Definitely.
Right, should I hit you up? Oh yeah, you put in a Gorillaz and Thundercat.
Yeah.
Cracker Island. This is like probably Cracker Island feat Thundercat is what I probably should say.
Oh, I mean, whatever the hell you want.
So like our whole playlist ended up all being quite like chill songs, and this is probably the most sort of intense one, but it's still chill. And I like haven't listened to the Gorillaz in quite some time. They came on with Billie Eilish at Coachella, didn't they? I think so, yeah. The last time I'd sort of heard. It was really awkward as well, because I swear, like, some people didn't know who the Gorillaz are, and you're like, how do you not know who the Gorillaz are? Like, it's crazy. But it's young people, isn't it? I was actually, someone the other day was like, oh, I don't know Gorillaz, and I was like, what? You definitely do. Like, I promise you, go listen to Feel Gooding. Go listen to that. Yeah. And you will immediately, and they listen to 5 seconds, like, oh, these guys. Yeah, I know them. I was like, yes. I know you do. Yeah, of course you do. I know you do. I was gonna say, so like, with this track, the sort of little bass riffs and stuff like that. It's just really fun. Yeah, and it's not. Again, it's like intense chill. That's the genre I'm gonna like go with. It's sort of
Yeah.
it's easy listening, but easy listening with a beat, with a
Yeah.
heavier sound than like acoustic chill.
One of my friends from streaming tags sent it to me. She's a
Really?
bass player. So
that
she
makes
was like,
sense.
you'll love the bass line in this. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, no, hang on, you gotta wait till like 40 seconds when the bass drops.
Yeah.
And it comes in and you're like, fuck me, this slaps.
Yeah.
This slaps. It's so funky and like cool. I love it. Like I like playing bass, but I am not anywhere near good enough for this, you know? Like this is beyond my skill set. I will gladly admit that. That's not me putting myself down.
But then it gives you something to aspire towards as well. Like it sometimes if you play stuff you like you don't want to learn something that you know you could learn easily, I find. You want to learn something that's like challenging, so I think that's a good thing if you do think of it as being
it's a challenge to take on and try and do it, definitely. I think it really is a fucking slaps. I've always kind of vibed with Gorillaz. I always think they're kind of good. And I I like the song is it's like when I was listening to it, I was just like, this feels like it reflects, because the lyrics themselves are like fucking, kind of crazy, mad, what the fuck is going on with this? Where the truth was auto-tuned and its sadness I consumed. And I'm like, oh, this is kind of mad and stuff. And things seem just completely so confusing all the time in like modern world. Everything is just kind of a bit fucking wild. And every time you turn on the TV, it's like, what the fuck is happening?
Oh my god, it's just so overwhelming. And
I don't know if the last time was Boris Johnson still Prime Minister the last time we
probably
did this? And like since then, suddenly he loses his job because they finally decided they can't be fucked with him anymore. As a whole, like that's going on. They're all arguing with each other, and that's going on.
I
and
found
America's
myself
still
like not
crazy.
caring as well. Like I didn't. Like,
I think it's the thing. It's because it's so mad. Your brain just kind of stops.
I can't feel emotional towards politics. Like and you're just like, I'm trying to look after myself. I can't. I don't know.
It's a self-preservation thing.
Yeah.
But even not like just politics, like the fact that we had a fucking heat wave last week.
And, my god, yeah.
It got the hottest it's ever got in the UK. It got to like 40 degrees Celsius.
It's just crazy.
It has never been that hot in my lifetime in this country. Crazy, like no one knew how to deal with it. Everything was kind of falling apart. Like there were fires going on. The roads were kind of melting. The railway was falling
Luton
apart.
Airport, the tarmac.
Luton Airport, the tarmac literally split in two or something. And it's like suddenly there's like these people and they're like, oh, there was someone who's like, oh yeah, climate change isn't real there. And I was like, what are you on about? Everything's on fire, you crazy human being. Like, how can you sit there and pretend this isn't real? This is happening, you cretin.
Like go outside with no shoes on and see how long you last. Like when does that happen in England?
I stood on my front step and like the first step, fine, bastard. Like it's cool. I did it because my dad had told me about it. I was just like I knew it was gonna like.
Oh, okay, you were prepared. Yeah.
Yeah, and so the first one, cool, because it was in the shade. The second one, you're like, oh, this is odd. And the third one, I put my foot down and I was like, ooh, okay, yes, that's burned my foot. Okay, yeah. So the world we're in, it just seemed fucking crazy, And I think this song really fits that kind of element of like the madness. It's almost soothing because it's just like I'm just gonna embrace the fact that everything doesn't make sense for a little while and go with it and listen to this. And it's funky and it's just fun and it
Okay.
helps you kind of detach a bit from just the crazy reality of things, because it is a lot to think about, and it will. I said last time about how it definitely hits me quite hard because I don't know. I think it's just my personality and the way I am is that I find it very hard to switch off and disconnect from this stuff, and the world is just crazy. It's crazy. So, but songs like this are like a fun kind of release almost, because it's like, yeah, nothing makes sense, but at least with this you can dance.
Yeah, I get that.
At least with this you can dance. You can't dance to Boris Johnson's resignation yet, but if someone could remix that would be great.
That sounds like a TikTok challenge, doesn't it?
I know. Imagine if I create a trend.
Oh my god, do it.
I'm so sorry, by the way. I realized I keep I feel like I'm talking so much this week.
No.
So,
I was talking loads at the beginning anyway, so we're probably.
well, please do
leveling
interrupt
out.
me if I'm going too far. I was gonna move on to "Hates the Way You Love Me" by Ren for short.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna go for Easy Life. I'm not gonna lie. Okay.
No, I was I caught myself by surprise, shall we say?
Yeah, that was. So did we have one of their songs on?
We've spoken about Ren for short before. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
couldn't
forget
remember
which song it was.
But I think all of these might have come off of my latest release playlist. I might be wrong.
Yeah.
Let me have a look. But yeah, no,
I think we spoke about "Wannabe" before, maybe.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, and then I've hearted "Wannabe" and "Fuck I Love My Friends."
Yeah.
Rome for short, I think there's not a bad song in there, you know? Everything offers something slightly different, and with some artists, and there's no problem with it, but they just stick to a genre, stick to a box. With Rome for short, I feel like there's quite a lot of exploration going on, and this I was listening to in the car, and I was bopping along, and it's chill, but it's a bop, and I feel like I say that every week, calling myself out. Well, the thing is,
It's
we
fun
talked
because I
about
spend every week going, great voice,
deep lyrics.
deep lyrics, great voice, very relatable.
Yeah, I don't know. What did you have to save me from drowning myself? What do you have to say?
Well, I do love her voice. I will say that right now. I like that it has very much a kind of two-level thing, because on the surface, it's just very upbeat, kind of fun. You do want to dance, you do want to vibe and enjoy it, and just
It's
kind of. I feel like it's
like
almost
a
like a
soft
running song.
Well, yeah,
You
because
know?
you've got soft vocals, sort of keeping you calm, and then it's got that sort of EDM beat
Yeah,
going
that's the
through
thing.
it.
It is. It could be like an EDM thing. It's not. It's not quite EDM, but it definitely you wouldn't even be surprised if someone remix or something. You'd be like, yeah, that works.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
works.
yeah, completely. And I like the contrast of it being sort of like a soft, potentially indie voice, and then the EDM beat. It's like a nice contrast balance. Sorry, I interrupted you. What were you gonna
No,
say?
you're absolutely right. But I like that you have that, and I would say it's not. It doesn't feel like a kind of wallowing kind of song. It doesn't feel like.
No.
But when you listen to it, what it's actually about is quite intense. It's this really toxic fucking relationship. This person who is controlling and is able to in public be so lovely and sweet and whatever. But the second that they're alone, it's fucking the worst relationship ever. In the chorus, you've got you won't stop going through my phone. Don't trust me when I'm alone.
Oh
Wonder if you
God.
even know I hate the way you love me. It's crazy, but I like that it almost there's an element of taking the power back.
Yeah.
So in the bridge it's I won't cry, not this time. I've seen enough of your bad side, and I'm
Okay.
I like this.
Yeah, like
This is good. Like, you stand
empowering.
up to this because you're having if someone is treating you badly and you deserve better.
Yeah.
And like it's a little bit like trying to stand up for yourself, and I have to say I hate the way you love me. It's like a really it's just it feels like there's an element of trying to take power back and entirely unrelated, but I love the line, the way she sings, like, I have to say I hate the way you love me. It feels like it's such a long line, but also it just kind of
Work.
it works. Her voice is beautiful. I have to say it. Absolutely
Yeah.
beautiful.
It's so soothing and just.
Yes, exactly. Soothing. Sorry, I word vomited there, but I think it's a really great
I
song.
like that's you covered everything I wanted to say in a much more eloquent way. I'm losing it now. Fuck's sake. So your last song is Half Moon Bag by Feng Suave?
Suave, I think. Feng Suave,
Suave.
I think.
Say that again.
Feng Suave,
Okay, Beaut.
I think.
Beaut. This this song is so it's weird because it felt like quite a long song, but I think that's just because most songs these days are like 2.5, 3 minutes long, and it's
Yeah.
4.5 minute song. But it's like it kind of gave me like indie lullaby vibes.
Yeah.
And it's just beaut. I was just typing the getting up the lyrics because I hadn't actually looked at them. Is it a deep one?
I would say that, like, so the sound of it is very, like, carefree, chill, lullaby kind of thing. And it's kind of ironic, I think, because definitely there's, like, the lyrics are kind of, so there's a line in there that's, what was it? Oh, yeah.
Is it? It's where we
Remember,
go to sleep
someday
and
we'll be ejected from the world like a cartridge. And there's, like...
Oh, God.
And it's like, oh, okay. Like, it's like, you know, like, be happy because, like, one day we're all going to be, like, gone, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, damn, okay.
It's not just like you're gonna die. It's every person is gonna die at some point.
Yeah, it's like, you know, we're all going to be gone someday. So just, but also there's like, where is it? It's like, I'm living the dream and everything's perfect. Look, Mom, I'm happy. It's just like we rehearsed it. And it's like, oh, so you're not happy? This is, you know, this is just like an act, you know? It's like, it's kind of relatable because I get it from the sense of masking, I think is the word I want to use for, like...
Yeah, like when you say you're okay,
work out how
everyone
to
just
leave the
says they're
house and,
fine
like...
or okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You work out how to look happy and go outside and be happy, and then inside be like, oh, God.
I think we also have a very weird understanding of what happy means, because the thing is, you see Disney films where happiness is backed up by a orchestra score, and like it's like they sort of display
the sun
happiness.
comes out from behind the clouds kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like a really adrenaline filled feeling, whereas actually, like, I would say contentness is more my understanding of happiness. There's moments of like feeling really happy, but I think happiness is probably closer to contentness than what we maybe perceive it as. I don't know.
It is.
Yeah, I'm glad you feel.
It's like made up. It's like story time happy and like real life happy. And real life happy isn't waking up and the birds are singing and they like put your clothes on for you and like that's not real, is it? That's not how things work. But you know, I think we have that expectation that that's what it is, though, and so we're constantly trying to be like that. We're trying to like walk in the morning and be like, "Oh, hi, welcome. You know, how's it going? Blah blah blah," and go through your day and like do that whole thing, and everything's fine.
And then you're just setting yourself up for disappointment when it's not like fireworks coming out in the evening, and
it's not real. It's not gonna go the way that you're trying to make it go, because that's just not how this stuff works.
Yeah.
I think you're right. So it's in some ways I like that it's kind of like a lullaby kind of thing, because it's just like it's almost a bit like, don't waste your time trying to be like this perfect happiness thing. Don't waste your time trying to find this perfect moment. Because you're gonna spend a whole lot of time on it and waste like your whole thing. Just, take a step
Accept the
back, work
moments
out
where you
what
feel
really makes you
okay.
happy. Yeah, exactly. Exactly,
Yeah.
because happiness is kind of different to everyone, and some people might be happy like sat there watching the Kardashians or selling some. I don't know why both this came to my mind, but but like some people will be like, that's fine. That's what I want to do, and like that's cool. That's okay. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that if you go with it. So I yeah, but it's nice. It is at the same time. It's like a slow dance kind of like just calm kind of song, like a lullaby. Yeah, I love it. You
I
right?
don't think I
You
have
good?
any. Yeah, I was just thinking, like, I don't think I have anything else to add hugely. His voice is really, like, soothing again as well, but, like, yeah.
Definitely.
Sorry, I'm kind of letting you down in the music section.
No, I mean I'm kind of overdoing it. I think I'm just really like I can go in like crazy. Here you go. Well, this is your last one. This is OTT by Easy Life and Benny.
Beaut.
Now I actually did look up how to say her name. I
And
spent
Benny.
I yeah, I looked up because I was like, okay, I need to get this right because I'm not going in looking like a dumbass this time. So I looked it up.
Well, I'm glad you
But
did, because I didn't.
no, well I'm hiffy. I'm hiffy.
Um, it's just, what do you call it? Like, quintessentially easy life, this track.
Quintessentially, look at that.
Like, if that even makes sense. Like, it's
No,
just.
it does.
Okay. It just. Easy life is just. They're just so elegant in everything that they do. Like, it sounds. So they're one of the bands. I was saying, like, when some bands stick to a certain sound.
Mm.
And they do stick to a certain sound, but they still make it interesting, and they have that sort of spoken rap going on with then like with a big chorus or what have you. And I think they have just found a songwriting formula that's really interesting and easygoing and just light and happy. And they could be singing about anything, and I'd just be like, I'd just be chill, just be loving it. I
I
think it
agree,
helps
and
that I've seen them live as well.
oh, you
Like,
have
yeah. I went with Brooke, and
nice.
um, we sort of stood at the back. 'Cause it was a bunch of youngsters, and but we were
And then
still
the two
having a great
oldies there,
time. Yeah,
you and your
I
walking
know,
stick.
legit. But it was just such a positive gig, like positive experience. Everyone was just on the same level, just there to have a good time, and yeah, I think that helps because I know what they're about, and they're
Mm-hmm.
very talented. Like, they're multi instrumentalists as well. Like, yeah, we're playing brass instruments, stuff like that. Just really cool.
That's very sweet. I love that. I think the song, for me, is kind of very similar to actually Half Mean Bag in that it's almost a bit lullaby like, like
Yeah,
it's not in the same way, but it still feels like quite like calming and soothing and like chill. But also, it's the same thing of like there's the sound of what it sounds like, and then when you're listening to it, you're like, oh, okay, like um, what's the bit? So your way to OTT, wish you go slowly. I think you've had quite enough. You ought to keep it low key. You were too close to OD. I only tell you out of
oh
love. And it's like watching a friend like fucking
yeah,
spiraling. and you're just like,
Yeah.
look, I just want you to be okay. I just want you to look after yourself. But also,
Yeah.
there's a lot. I think of all of our songs, there's like an element of being able to separate. It's almost like there's two stories. It's like lyrically, there's something quite serious going on in a lot of these, but also just musically, they're just like chill kind of vibes. So you
Yeah.
got something for both kind of things. You know, like I'm kind of a lyrical kind of like person. So for me, I'm like, this is a gold mine, and like
Yeah.
I know that you're like more of a musical kind of person. So we kind of got something for both of us. But
Definitely. I do
yeah, I
like
love
that
this.
because you've got a face like a slapfish. I just like
Yeah,
it just gives you such
what a
an
line!
image of the person. Like
What a line! It's good. It's good, and I
yeah.
like both of their voices work really well together. You know,
Yeah,
like
for sure.
they're really beautiful, and I love how. I think the thing that made me question the lyrics was at the end. You know, there's like the little guitar riff, and it's like
Yes.
a little bit kind of distorted and like kind of like. I think the thing I wrote down was like it makes you feel like something's not right. It's
Yeah.
like there's something wrong because it's a bit like it's like oh
It's
what is
out of the
this? What's
box for
going
them.
on?
It's not like their usual setup. Like it
Definitely,
kind of
it feels like it doesn't
not
quite
makes it eerie. I think
fit.
eerie is too strong of a word, but like
Yeah,
unsettling maybe. Like
yeah, a little bit unsafe. It makes you
not
go
not fully
ah.
resolved.
There's a little
Yeah.
something more to this. There's a little something more going on here, and it's like that kind of thing of like having fun, but also there's that friend that you're looking at, and you're like, are they okay? I'm
And
not sure.
you know, like when you're watching a friend sort of maybe go through a breakup, because that's probably like an easy example to use,
Yeah,
and you're sort of you're letting them have their fuck it moment, like I don't care, I'm gonna dye my hair, I'm gonna go and like sleep around with it, and you're just
yeah,
waiting for them to like almost hit rock bottom before you can actually tell them that right, you need to sort your shit out. You almost need to let them hurt and then let like because otherwise they're not going to accept your help until they've actually hit the rock
yeah.
bottom side of it. They're not going to realize that they've gone too far,
Exactly that.
and you've
Exactly
just
that.
got to wait until they're at a point where you can scoop them up.
Definitely, definitely. But I like this. A kind of. It's a very. All of these are quite cute in a way, you know, and like. I like it. It's a very it is a chill playlist. I think
Yeah,
that all of these songs you could have on of an evening and just kind of like enjoy. Um,
and it's quite positive. Like even if the lyrics are not necessarily positive, you still, I think, if you listen to the whole playlist, you'd come out feeling like decent.
yeah, I think there's definitely a lot in there. I think there's lots in there of being um impact, especially that last one, especially Hate the Way You Love Me.
Hmm.
I think it's a good like there's an element of empowerment in there. There's a sense of like not letting yourself be walks all over or something. So
Yeah.
I think there's definitely positives in there. But yeah, I took more detailed notes for once this week.
Yeah, I can tell.
I
I
really actually took more detailed notes than usual, and I feel like it's
I didn't write notes for the first time in ages, and I realised why I take notes because the thing is, you then it's just been such a. I've listened to so much music as well recently. So sometimes with the podcast, and you put three new songs, and sometimes I've only listened to those three new songs, and I've had them on repeat or whatever, so I know them inside and out. Whereas this time, I put these songs in the playlist quite a while ago. I think
Mhm.
um so then I was like, oh shit, like I should have familiarized myself again with them. Because I listened to yours, but not really mine again, and I think it makes it a bit harder to remember certain aspects of the song off the tip of your tongue. Like that didn't make sense, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I mix two things off the top of your head and off the tip of your tongue. I mix them together. It works, okay?
I only just I would fully accept it. If you had said nothing, I would have fully accepted it and moved on.
This is the thing. I say stuff, and then if I didn't doubt myself, that I think people would just accept it and move on.
Yeah.
But because I then
It's only when
myself,
you mention it, and I'm saying like, yeah, you know what? That was fucking weird. That was a weird thing you did.
I realised as well that I'd like slightly slouched back into the sofa, and then I was like, oh no, I am actually like starting to feel tired again. So it's probably like a good timing for the podcast.
We did well. We've packed. We've done like timing wise. I felt like we've nailed it this week.
Yeah.
We had you in mind. You know, we know you've had you've had a couple of long episodes. Sometimes we like to throw in a shorter one and be like, here you go, it's okay, you know, like
short and sweet.
short
I know
one.
we said we were going to start doing a positive news story in the podcast, but we'll probably have to do that next week because I did not come up with one.
Yeah, I didn't find one. Again, if you have any, please send us all the positive news stories. I want all. Actually, can I have one I'll leave you with, okay? Let me find this. My dad told me about this yesterday, and
oh no,
it's not necessarily positive, but I think it is quite funny. And I might feel a bit bad about it later on, but here we go. So this is, how do I put this? I'm gonna read you the headline, and then we'll go from there. Man who claims he can't stop farting after eating a sandwich 5 years ago sues for £200,000.
What? Did he win the lawsuit?
So here we go. This is a father who claims he keeps farting after eating a ham sandwich 5 years ago has started a £200,000 legal bid. The man believes he began suffering from the life-changing flatulence after eating the stall food at a Christmas market in Birmingham in December 2017. The 46-year-old says he is kept awake at night and gets embarrassed when it happens in public. Apparently he fell ill hours after eating the sandwich and was forced to stay in bed for 5 weeks afterwards. Now, the next bit is going to be I will try and get through it without laughing, but you know, this is what the lawyer is. The lawyer has to describe what's going on. So let's try and get through this. The claimant continues to suffer from excessive flatulence, which causes him a great deal of embarrassment. The symptoms are primarily fatigue and altered bowel function associated with churning within his abdomen and flatulence. The claimant's stomach continues to make frequent churning noises to the extent his sleep can become disrupted.
This guy's life is ruined. But if they've given it a label like he got food poisoning, like what if they labeled it as dodgy ham? Like they're just saying that seems like a very weak argument. Like it's given him 5 years of.
I haven't used his name. I haven't given his location, but it is in this article. So this man, this man has publicly, he has just told, and this story has like been picked up in a couple of countries. So like the guy's from the UK, but like I saw it as an article in like the India Times, like Irish Daily Mirror, like it's all over the place.
That guy's never gonna be able to go on holiday.
This guy's name and his location, his age are out in this article. So like people are gonna know him forever as the man who ate a ham sandwich once in Birmingham 5 years ago and now can't stop farting. And I just can't. I shouldn't laugh because like maybe it sounds like it could be quite serious, right?
Yeah, that sucks for him, but it just, there's like, I don't know if it's the article, but there's a few pieces of the story that are clearly missing.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, I said to, when my dad told me, I was like, so he's claiming that he had a dodgy ham sandwich, and that's the reason why he's had 5 years worth of farting.
Like, they haven't said that he's had the food poisoning then affected his bowel or whatever. Like there seems like there's something missing.
I'm just like, what else are you eating? You know, like, are you eating? Did you eat something else that day? Did you do something else? Is it like,
Yeah.
tell us, you can't have only eaten a ham sandwich. If you only ate a ham sandwich, we gotta have words. Apparently, they say that at the Christmas market there was a knife where they found E. coli, but they didn't find salmonella, and the man is claiming that he's got salmonella.
Right.
And they're like, so are you just saying that because you like you haven't proven any of this? You got to be able to prove that like
Yeah.
this ham sandwich is the reason that you've had 5 years worth of farting. But I just like imagine laying next to Piers at night and you hear the stomach start to go, and it's like it's there, and you're like, Piers, don't you fucking do it. Don't you fucking do it. I swear, you better not fucking do it. And then he just starts fucking gassing out the room and hotboxing you with his farts.
I have Pippin for that.
Well, there you go. So there you go. It's not necessarily a positive news story, but it did make me laugh when I heard about it. And even though I shouldn't laugh at someone who's going through some quite uncomfortable situations.
I think it's laughing at the article, not necessarily the person.
Yeah. And also the fact that he's now outed himself publicly like this. Like, I might have hidden my name or something. I might have just tried to be described as a man. But he's put his name on there, he's put his location on there, he's put his age on there, so...
Oh dear.
That's him now known as the farting ham sandwich man. So if you're having a ham sandwich today, be careful, okay? You don't want to fart for the next 5 years. Think about the consequences.
And on that ham sandwich, we shall
on
end
that
the
ham
podcast.
sandwich, yeah, on that little experience of flatulence there, we will we'll leave it there. Look after yourselves this week. Make sure you open a window, especially if that guy comes around. Maybe buy some Febreze. You'll need it. Make sure that I'm gone. Like we gotta end this. Have a good.
What do we say? We go bye.
Have a good time. Everything's good. Be wonderful.
Live another day.
Happy. Live another day. Live another year. And bye. Okay, see you later.
Bye.